Well, when I got the call from you, I was very surprised. That was the furthest thing from my mind, and it was late on a Friday, and you were calling late, so I couldn't figure out what was going on. But it is indeed quite an honor and a privilege, and I feel very fortunate to have been selected because I know you had other nominees as well, so I'm very pleased. The greatest influence in my life was my mother in business. A lot of people think I'm very stern. Maybe I am, but I'm very straightforward, and my mother was very much that way, and I guess I kind of learned from her. She was my role model because my mother was one of the first women to work outside of the home. Well, first I taught at CCC for 5 years, and then I became principal for 2 years, and then our mother died. So I resigned and we went and took over the business. I had wonderful students like Gary Ruddy, Craig Merrin, all of the Randy and Bryce, all the Crichtons, Sherry Bodden, all the Rolstons. So they've all become well placed in our society. And there's a special bond between teachers and students, and that still carries on. And then I served on UCCI board. It was the community college when I first started, and I served there probably about 18 years. I think 2 or 3 times I was chairperson, and then my final term of serving was when Roy Bodden was hired, and Roy and I worked very closely there together. I also served on the museum, and of course I'm a history buff, and I served, I think I was chairperson 3 times, and I really enjoyed that as well. A.L. Thompson's is, I'm like 3 weeks older than business. And they've been in business for 75 years. And our dad built a boat. He wanted to be a fisherman. Back in those days, there was nothing here in Cayman. And he wanted to fish to make a living. And my mother forbid him, saying, I don't want a fisherman in my bed. And a guy came from Nicaragua with a load of lumber, and he traded the boat for the load of lumber. And he sold his first piece of lumber on the 28th of March, 1950. So that's how we got started. So it was out of our yard there where we grew up the house. And we learned, our mother taught us a lot. And my mother was very smart. Our father was doing construction, plumbing, building, while she ran the business. So we grew up with it. Then in 78, our dad gave us the business after she passed away. And Altie and I bought our sister's shares. And I was 28 and he was 27 at the time. And everybody said, oh, you're going to fail. And I said, you know, we have a big challenge here. And then to make things worse, we moved out of town to our present location from the Thompson building in Georgetown. And they said, oh, you're not going to make it. So it was quite a challenge. And we worked together, and thank God we've been successful. At the business, Altie was more in management. I was more hands-on, and I was on the floor a lot more, greeting people, and I still do it. Because even though we've grown, we can't lose touch with our customers. They want to feel accepted and appreciated when they come into the store. It's huge. I don't know where half the things are, and I'm lost myself. But it's still good to be in touch with them, and I try to stay on the floor a lot. I'm very fortunate because my 3 children are all in the business. And my 2 daughter-in-laws, one runs our HR division, and the other daughter-in-law, she came to us from Price Waterhouse in accounts. So she's in the accounting department. Catherine did the appliances, but she's running another business for us now, Studio 54. Mr. Nick Duggan, bless him, he was president at the time, and he came over one day and he said, I've been watching you and I think you need to join the chamber. So we chatted and I said, well, give me a little bit more information. So I did. And that was in the early 80s. And I just kind of stayed on and became president. I was the first woman president, so I felt very privileged. Prior to that, I was president of the Business and Professional Women's Club, which my mother was also a founding member of, and I was president for 2 years there. And I was involved in other organizations, always been in the garden club, and I learned a lot in the chamber. One of the main things that I really feel proud about was I was in Costa Rica. We had gone over to try to negotiate with trade from Costa Rica to Cayman, and I got to meet the president who had just received his Nobel Peace Prize, so that was quite a highlight. And then being able to speak Spanish, I addressed one of their luncheons in Spanish, 190 people, and I decided if I can do that, I can do anything. So that was quite an experience. Then we reviewed the labor law with Miss Anne Benson and those. They were in executive at the time. Then we were working on the pension, and it was good because I happened to be in LA when they bought the pension, and they reviewed the labor law in the 90s. So I feel that that was quite nice, but also employee assistance program. We brought in a lady from Bermuda and she helped us set it up, and I think it's still functioning today and it's very successful. I'm trying to do less. We built a new house and it's on our family property, and my brother and sister and son, and we're all together here, and I enjoy gardening, and I'm trying to relax and do more gardening, and I play bridge twice a week. I go to garden club, I go to church, I go to Rotary, and try to spend time with my family. So I think that's enough for now.